Hey, good morning, my friends, and welcome to the morning briefing. I'm trying to get myself positioned here so the mic is not getting overrun by all this wind. It is nasty. We've got a little break in the weather. If I cut this off, I'm going to voice it over if I get back and it's inaudible. It's blowing pretty darn hard. You can see all this foam and debris on the beach. It is just another crazy weather day in Southern California. Man, it's windy and we've got a little break in the rain, so I get to say, you know what time it is, everybody. It's time for the morning briefing. Oh, man, does that taste good on a freezing cold day like today, especially when you're barefoot and in your swimming trunks like a maniac down here on the beach. Well, we've got a lot to cover with you, so let's get into it. All of you Patreon members, I want to thank you so very much for all you do for Friedman Adventures. You're the life's blood of Friedman Adventures. You see there the QR code. Just for $5 a month, you can help us to produce more and more content. Yesterday alone, we were in Baja, California with a brand new, beautiful resort in Puerto Nuevo. You're going to want to check that out. We did a great interview with Bart Hall. The Bart Hall Show is coming up at the end of the month. And also, I got to see his lovely wife, Jenny. She was in studio with us yesterday. And then Joe came down, Joe Gallardo. And Joe's got a great thing going on with the Battle of the Pongas in June down there in beautiful Baja, California, Norte out there on Punta Banda. It's going to be fantastic. Nice seeing Joe yesterday also. All right, my friends, first of all, weather. This is going to be a very windy week. If the forecast holds, we'll get a few dips in the weather, but unfortunately, I think it's going to put the kibosh on what promised to be some outstanding Yellowtail action down there at Punta Cana. And how about Mike McDaniels? Mike McDaniels called that Yellowtail bite the day before it happened on St. Patrick's Day.
Full speed Yellowtail calling it with rock cod. We're already getting that Yellowtail at the Coronados.
Yep. One day after McDaniels made his prophetic St. Patrick's Day prediction, the Liberty and the Polaris Supreme had limits of big Yellowtail fishing Punta Cana. Man, that was really crazy how he looked into his crystal ball and he saw those yellows biting full speed down there at Colonet. Huge scores on the Polaris Supreme with up there around $110 on the big Yellowtail. That was some phenomenal fishing. And then also we had a huge day the day before that on board the Liberty as they had full limits of nice yellows, 15 to 25 pounders biting on the yo-yo iron, and of course copious amounts of colorful and good eating rockfish to go along with it. Definitely Colonet looks like the place to be if we get a break in the weather. And as I say, we're going to get a few breaks, but it's going to be windy for the most part. It may be unfishable. We'll have to wait and see. These are long-range forecasts. As you know, we're here on Wednesday, and we're trying to look ahead to the weekend. So keep checking back with us here on the morning briefing. Don't fish anything less than 40 pound on the yo-yo iron. I like 60 pound. It works so good. You drop your jig deep, wind on it fast, keep turning the handle to set the hook, and that's the way you'll catch those nice fat yellowtail. So that is looking good. You know, I'm hearing that albacore word all over the place. And Mike McDaniels, he also chimed in on whether or not we're going to have an albacore season or not.
Now, with albacore, just like any other species, not only do you need the water temp, but you need the fish food.
Yeah, right. You need chovy or...
So you need cold water.
Yeah, exactly.
So what we've seen at our bait receivers the last few years, sardine, sardine, sardine,
Yeah.
sardine, maybe a scoop of chovy.
Yeah.
When we start seeing full receivers of chovy, I'll call you up and tell you we're going on exploratory albacore, but until then we're going to be fishing bluefin, yellowfin.
And yesterday I was down at 22nd Street Landing, and just out of the blue, Mark Paisano Jr. from the Amigo goes, well, we'll see if we get albacore this year or not. So everybody's thinking about it. And the reason they're thinking about it is because we have such cold water. 8 degrees cooler this year at this time of the year than it was last year at this time of the year. So we're going to have to watch this one closely. The cold water line was off of Point Blanca last year. It's all the way down to San Francisco this year and moving further down. And what we have is two really interesting scenarios playing out. We have a strong La Nina shoving warm water down our way while an El Nino is brewing down around the equator. Man, I don't know what's going to happen. It could be the best of both worlds. It could be albacore early, and then the water gets warm because of the El Nino in the summer, and then we're blessed with yellowfin tuna, dorado, big-eye tuna, and all of that. I know, I'm starting to dream now, but why not? What the heck, man? It could all play out. I want to take a moment right now and wish my dear friend, the assistant coach of the LA Clippers, Brian Shaw, a good morning and a happy birthday. God has put many great people in my path, but no one better than Brian Shaw, who's an inspiration to me, who's such a down-to-earth, wonderful human being, and I am blessed to call him my friend. If you get a chance, go on our YouTube channel, please, and in comments, wish B. Shaw a happy birthday. He is a remarkable human being, and as I say, I'm blessed to call him my friend. All right, let's get back to what's going on here in terms of the foreseeable future. Rockfish season's going to open up on April the 1st, so that's great news. We'll be able to start fishing rockfish again. Right now, the only place you can fish it is across the border in Mexico, and some of the boats in San Diego have been running down there, even on their extended half-day trips. They get you into Mexican waters, catch you rockfish, but not much longer to go. And if this weather stays crappy like this, well, we really didn't miss a whole heck of a lot in March, because it's been inclement weather for as long as I have ever seen it. It's been a long time since we've had this much rain in SoCal, and I can see as I'm looking off some threatening, ominous clouds. It's probably going to dump on me before I get through this. Along our beaches here, we continue to catch some good sand and calico bass. You're fishing a 2-ounce lead head or a 2-ounce torpedo sinker. In this kind of weather, you'd be fishing like a 3-pound torpedo sinker. It's really windy and there's a lot of current, but that's usually what will work for you very, very well. You want to fish fluorocarbon, www.optionusa.com. That will help you a great deal in terms of getting a bite, number one, and it's resistant to the abrasion, and wintertime bass are on structure. They are hiding out there, so you want to keep that in mind. You can fill in nicely with some whitefish and sheep's head, and also some sculpin. And guys, all the way up to Santa Barbara Sea Landing up there on the island tack, we're seeing that. That is all really good news for anglers that are able to get out. But once again, we've got this wind right now, and then we have a little bit more rain, and then next week the long-range forecast is looking for some more of this. We'll have to wait on that one. So again, folks, here locally, hopefully we're going to see a break in this weather so you can get out and load up on some sculpin, whitefish, that kind of thing. Far too dangerous to be fishing the surf these days. You're going to have to watch the weather very closely. Every single year people get washed off these rocks and die here in the Southern California surf. You don't want to be one of them. There's plenty of nice weather days in our future, so keep that in mind. And I think before long we'll be catching halibut here in the surf, more barred perch with this cold water, some yellowfin croaker. Man, I'll tell you, things are going to be late. Some guys have made that observation on our Facebook posts, as well as our Instagram posts and TikTok posts, and on our YouTube channel. So yeah, you definitely want to wait before you do any fishing. Don't forget also, we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all those platforms. If you want to listen to us in the car, driving to work, you can also do it that way. All right, my friends, long-range fishing's been pretty good on that big yellowfin tuna. Some days are good, some days are not so good. Royal Polaris is down there trying to catch some more wahoo and yellowfin tuna right now. We'll keep our eyes on those boys, and of course, we'll keep our eyes on everything else that is going on. So, some things on the calendar. Number one, don't forget about the Bart Hall Show coming up at the end of the month. And don't forget to take a listen to Bart. We did a great interview with him. Bart's a great guy. He's got a great show. Man, it has really come together. So that is looking really, really good. On Friday, we are shipping thousands of pieces of clothing, medical supplies, and so much more. Destination Cedros Island. I was down in Ensenada working with Diego Nuno, who's a deckhand on the Royal Star, and he is helping so much to make this all a reality. So we'll have some video of that and so much more. I'll be on Dave Hansen's show on Friday at 12 noon. Crazy Dave, man, there's nobody like him. He's an awesome friend, an awesome guy, and I feel very humbled and fortunate to be on Dave's show this Friday at 12 noon. That's going to be well, who knows what it's going to be. It's going to be fun and crazy, I am sure. And also, don't forget to take a look at the other videos that I mentioned to you a moment ago. That resort in Puerto Nuevo, it's called the El Capitan. Beautiful. A guy by the name of Dave has done so much work. 6 years the man has been toiling on this place. And I was down there and really felt at home. I enjoyed myself. There's so much to do around that El Capitan resort, including going out to the Baja wine country, going to Ensenada, going to Tijuana, Rosarito Beach, great restaurants, horseback riding, surfing, great fishing, so much to enjoy, and it's a great place. And you know, we're gonna have to all get together and just go down there because he's got this huge patio, one upstairs, one downstairs, with barbecues that you can use and cooking facilities, a bar, and all of that with this gorgeous view off of Puerto Nuevo. Man, I'm telling you right now, we're gonna have to all go down there and have a really special and fun day. Maybe a fundraiser for what we're doing down there with Baja, California. All right, my friends. Hey, Dave, good morning to you down there in Puerto Nuevo. I hope to see you again really soon. Good morning, my friends. It is the morning briefing. It is freezing cold out here, and it doesn't look like we're going to get a whole lot accomplished on fishing. But we got the Bart Hall Show. You've got Friedman Adventures. Become a Patreon member today. I would deeply, deeply appreciate it. And of course, I'll be here all day long with any updates that come up. Take care, my friends. As always, it's great to spend time with you. Stay warm, stay dry, and catch some fish. I hope you get to do that really, really soon. And I hope to see you at the Bart Hall Show. Take care, my friends.